What's up, EV Clan? Alex SBon here, and welcome back to the next episode of the Pokemon Red Randomizer Nuzlocke. Sometimes I do that where I'm like, welcome back to the next episode, and I should be saying welcome back. I should be saying welcome back to the Pokemon Red Randomizer Nuzlocke. I shouldn't be saying welcome back to the next episode of the Pokemon Red Randomizer Nuzlocke, because that doesn't make any sense. You haven't been to the next episode before. It's the next episode. But like, anyway, I work for self. What should I do? You should sit here, cower in fear while I deal with everything, because business professionals obviously should not be dealing with adult business professionals obviously should not be dealing with the crimes, dealing with the invasion of their company. Rather, an 11-year-old should deal with it. We are definitely more equipped to deal with such a mess. But anyway, sarcasm aside, I am running out of space in my bag, like a lot, and I could just like I could just start like tossing things to make space. But I kind of don't want to, so I'm just gonna actually get out of here for a moment. I will be back, guys. Don't worry, I'm not leaving you to deal with Team Rocket yourselves, because you're clearly too incompetent for me to do that. No, these grown adults don't seem to be able to deal with this invasion at all. It's up to the 11-year-old. But I am going to, real quick, before I continue on through Silphco, empty out my inventory a little bit, because I know there's going to be tons of loot to get. There's going to be tons of Pokeballs around, and people are going to be able to give me stuff as well, probably. I think there's a person that gives you a Lapras on one of these floors. I think it's like either right before or right after the rival battle, but it's on the same floor as the rival battle. There is a rival battle in Silphco, by the way, and I think it's really odd, actually, now that I think about it, because it's like, wait, if he was. And it's like really towards the end too, which makes it even weirder. Deposit Pokemon. No, I want to deposit items. Alex's PC. I'm so used to pressing the top one. I'm so used to going into like the top PC that I forget that there's like I forget to like when I'm going to deposit items. I forget that that function is not also just in the top PC. I forget that there's multiple PCs sometimes. But anyway, we have some HMs that I think we could get rid of at this point. Like. Not get rid of, because obviously you can't get rid of an HM. You can't like straight up toss it away. But you can store them. Obviously you can't just toss it away, because that would like soft lock you potentially if you like used the move deleter to get rid of an HM on a Pokemon and then you just like threw it away, or if you just threw it away before even using it. That would be a much easier way of soft locking yourself. But you cannot do that for that reason. And hyper potions are great to have. But if we only have one, then that's taking up space in our bag. Same with Ultra Balls. Ultra Balls, wonderful. Much better than Great Balls. But at the same time, if we only have one, it's doing nothing more than taking up space. Especially if we're not catching any Pokemon anytime soon. We are not getting rid of the Max Elixirs. Now that I think about it, I haven't been using those Max Elixirs, and yet I've been complaining about Albert running out of PP. So maybe instead of complaining about Albert running out of PP, I should be using Max Elixirs. But, actually, I started off this episode with, like, getting right into it, but I didn't actually summarize, like, what I did in the last episode. So what I did do in the last episode, as you might have seen, as you might have been able to tell by the first couple minutes of this episode. I shouldn't say first couple minutes, it's only been, like, 3 minutes, and I think that most of those minutes, if not all of those minutes, have been me, emptying out my bag. I think, like, the first 40 seconds or less might have been actually in Silphco. Did we find a trainer this episode yet? I don't know. I am recording this episode like right after the last episode, so I don't quite know like which episode what happened. But this episode's only been 3 minutes long, so I feel like not a lot. Well, clearly not a lot has happened this episode. Mimic. That's interesting. I could do things with that. I just don't know. When you mimic a move, does it stay? It's not like Sketch, is it? I feel like Mimic is just Mimic. Like, Mimic becomes another move. Like, Mimic becomes the move that you're mimicking. But I didn't actually read what this was because I was too busy explaining Mimic. Withdraw! We taught Withdraw to Jolteon, right? We taught Withdraw to Jolteon, and then we got another Withdraw TM. And then we taught Comet Punch to Eradicate, and we got another Eradicate. We got another Comet Punch TM. What is with the repeating TMs today, huh? Not today, like, just in general. What is with the repeating repeating TMs. It's so odd, because, like, there are so many moves in this game, I feel like. How is it possible? They've got two duplicate TMs. I mean, I guess there's not, like, as many as, like, future games, so it'd be more impressive in future games, but, like, even still, I feel like getting two duplicate TMs in one run is, like, kinda bad luck, but, like, hey, that's me. I'm not teaching anyone Comet Punch. The only thing it could possibly be useful on is Eradicate. Nightshade's pretty good. Just have that, like, that consistent damage, but at the same time, two of our Pokemon already have that, so it's like, why would I... Wait, so it says Able with Alice, and normally it says already learned on a Pokemon that already has it. But Alice and Albert already have it, and it just says Able on them. So could I teach it to them again? Alice knows Nightshade. Okay. Nope. Alice knows Nightshade. What the heck? Okay. Yeah, okay, so... Albert and Alice already have it. So really the only Pokemon in this team that can learn it is Kyle. And I don't know if Kyle could really make good use of it. I feel like we don't need consistent damage with Kyle, because Kyle just hits so hard. I feel like sacrificing the heavy hitting just for like a little bit of consistent damage is like not worth it. Especially when two of the other Pokemon on our team also have Nightshade. It's like, why would I... what is the point? Like, I already have two Pokemon that I can rely on for consistent damage. Like, even if Albert runs out of PP on Nightshade, guess what? Alice still has PP on Nightshade. Because they are the perfect duo, hashtag best couple, and they work together perfectly. One runs out of Nightshade, guess what? The other one has more Nightshades. So that's great. Truly the darkest, goodest couple. But we're gonna heal up a little bit before we go back into Silph, because our team isn't looking bad by any means, but they've looked better. They haven't looked like a whole lot better, because only two of our Pokemon have been damaged at all. And yes, one of those Pokemon is at half health about, but the other one is like barely damaged at all. So yeah, they are looking pretty good. But before we go back into Silph, since this is a big building full of tons and tons of trainers, we just need to be as ready as possible. Not like as ready as possible, but like we don't need to like get tons and tons of items and like 99 potions as ready as physically no, when I say as ready as possible, I mean as ready as possible within reason. But like what I'm trying to say is like just we should be fully healed before going in, because like these trainers aren't gonna give us that much trouble, but on their own. But like there's a lot of them, and that damage is gonna rack up, so we might as well be fully healed going into it. Intruder spotted. See, this one is so easy to access on this floor. I think I've just never been to this floor before, because if I had been to this floor, I feel like I already would have taken him down. So I think I'm a floor above where I was last episode, and I don't know if I finished taking out all the trainers on that floor. And I know it's like, well, Alex, you could just skip some trainers. You're doing fine on levels, but like, we've talked about this before, guys. I am so like, I need every little bit of XP that I can possibly get. I am just obsessed with optimizing, like getting as much XP as physically possible. Getting as many items as physically possible, within reason. That is a within reason, definitely. I mean, the trainers thing is a within reason too. Like, I think that they're like there are totally some trainers that are in like some wacky area that is like really hard to access in some games that I just will skip over. Like if I just skipped like Salacian Ruins, then that wouldn't in a Pokemon game like that wouldn't bug me probably. If I skipped some trainers in like Pokemon Mansion later on, that also probably wouldn't bug me. It might. We'll see. I shouldn't say that it probably won't bug me, because it might. It might do. We'll be getting there soon, so we'll see when we get there. But in last episode I was talking about Super Mario Maker, and I don't think I really finished the thought. Like, I finished the thought to an extent. Like, it was an ending point, but that's not really the point that I wanted to end on. There was actually more I had to say. And for me, it's been like 10 minutes since then, so I can easily finish my thought. But for you guys probably don't even remember the thought, because I either posted that episode a day ago, or like a couple hours ago, depending, or maybe 2 days ago, depending on how long this episode takes to the previous episode takes to upload. We'll see. And how long this episode takes to upload, to be fair. Have y'all ever noticed that, like, Victree Bell has, like, this tail thing? I know it's, like, probably not a tail, it's like a vine, but, like, it kind of looks like a tail because it's coming from, like, the back. Does it, like, come down from the like, the top? Because I can see that it has, like, a leaf over its mouth, which is kind of weird because it's, like, doesn't that block your ability to eat things, or is that, like, an extra arm? Because I feel like its leaves are kind of like its arms, like the leaves on the sides of it. But then that sort of also works as an arm, because looks like it would work as an arm because it has like a giant leaf on the end, and that leaf is like a maple leaf where it's got like 3 things, like 3 prongs to it. So that would, I could see how that would like work like a hand, but I've never really seen Victree Bell use it like a hand. But if it just started like, if it just used that like if like the vine, like that vine coming out the back of it, that had like the leaf over it, that held like the leaf over its head, just like started like coming towards someone, and then like it grabbed it with like the maple leaf. The like maple leaf prongs of the leaf. First of all, that'd be absolutely terrifying. Second, that would look really cool. Just like that. I like the spooky stuff. I'm that kind of guy. I like a good bit of spooky. I like a good bit of spookiness every once in a while. I enjoy my fair share of horror games, and I like just like I like Nightmare Before Christmas. That's a favorite film of mine. Just like things that are slightly unsettling are like cool to me. I like the things that makes your skin crawl, like that type of stuff. Yeah, a little creepy. Just gives you the creeps. That type of things. I like that kind of vibe with things. It's like slightly off-putting. Who are you? Like when like in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So basically, I like Tim Burton films. Is what I'm trying to say. It's like the slightly off-putting and kind of unsettling, but like cool vibes. It's interesting. But like when Willy Wonka in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is like, that is called cannibalism. Like, I love that. That's fantastic because it catches you so by surprise. It's funny, but also like kind of creepy. It's like, everything in this room is eatable. Even I am eatable, but that is called cannibalism and is frowned upon in most countries. It's like, oh, okay. Good morning, Starshine. The Earth says hello. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is so good. It's just such a random, like, weird humor type of movie. It's great. Taking command of Silphco. Giovanni's taking command of Silphco. I didn't read the rest of the dialogue, but I'm just gonna take a wild guess and say that that's what it said. Or Team Rocket. Probably Team Rocket. They wouldn't name drop their boss, would they? They wouldn't name drop their boss to an 11-year-old. I already know who their boss is. Kind of. Wait, do I? Did he say his name the last time we met? I don't even know. But as I was saying about Victree Bell before, is that thing like its tail? Or like, because it has a vine coming out the top to like hold that leaf over its head. So it's like a pitcher plant, I guess, is what they were going for. It is sort of shaped like a pitcher plant. So I guess Victree Bell's like a pitcher plant type of thing. Obviously it's called Victree Bell, which is like, so the shape is like, obviously they're relating the shape to a bell, but more accurately in terms of plants, I feel like it's a pitcher plant. Like maybe there is some sort of like bell plant that I'm not familiar with, but when I think of plants that look like Victree Bell, I would say Victree Bell definitely looks like a pitcher plant. And what pitcher plants are, in case you don't know, is they're these plants that obviously look like Victree Bell. They look like a pitcher, which they have like that upside down bell type of shape, but it's like thinner, like Victree Bell. Like Victree Bell is like thinner than you think a bell would be. Obviously they have the color of a bell. They are yellow. But I should not have switched in Carly against a Haunter. I forgot which Pokemon Carly was and just sent them out because they are the only one that is less than 42 levels. Less than level 42 is what I meant to say, but less than 42 levels works too, I guess. It's just kind of a way of saying it. And ordinarily, prior to learning Fly, this would have been a problem, because they would have only had normal type moves. But because we've learned Fly now, we can actually hit the Haunter, which we wouldn't have been able to do before. So that is the advantage to having a little bit of coverage on our normal type Pokemon. And I feel like normal type Pokemon in general just do get quite a lot of coverage because, you know, they're normal, and so like maybe some of them don't, but like the good normal type Pokemon do tend to get like a bunch of coverage. What do you have to say? Oh, you have to say that I'm gonna die. Enough of your silly games! Yeah, that's pretty much what I was assuming. But I thought you were someone to talk to, but you were not. Like, so what's with this? So, like, is it like, because, like, there are scientists. Obviously, in this one, he's a swimmer, I think, is what it said. But, like, there are scientists in Silph Co who are fighting you, and there are scientists in Silph Co who are, like, afraid of who are carrying in fear of Team Rocket. So, are these, like, scientists, like, scientists that work for Team Rocket, or are they scientists that realized that Silph Co was doomed and then joined Team Rocket in their attempts to overthrow the like, loyalists of Silph Co? Are these, like, scientists who have been evil, or scientists that are now evil because Team Rocket has taken over? That's what I don't understand. That's what I'm trying to figure out. That's what I've always tried to figure out, but, I guess, once again, it's like a thing that I really don't have any way of knowing. But anyway, yeah, pitcher plants. Basically what they are is they're these plants that are, like a pipe sort of shape, like a pitcher, like a thin pitcher, and they are, like, and basically, so they, like, they start with, like, a little circular opening, and then they go down, like, a tube, and then they have, like, a bottom, obviously, like a rounded bottom, like a pitcher. Except pitchers, like, have a less rounded bottom. They're not, like, really rounded, because it's, like, flat. It has to be flat, so you put the pitcher down. If you don't know what a pitcher is, which I don't know why you wouldn't know what a pitcher is, it's, like, this thing that, like, do I know what a pitcher is? Like, if you pointed to this, if you pointed to a picture, I could probably be like, yeah, that's a pitcher. Like, I can probably identify a pitcher if you show me a picture of a pitcher. But, like, what actually is a pitcher, though? Like, how would I define that? It's like a cup thing, right? Like, you use it to pour, like, is it for syrup? Like, what is actually a pitcher for? It's like, oh, lemonade is something that they use pitchers for, right? It's lemonade. It's like a glass thing that you, like, I don't know if it's always made of glass, though. Like, do you pour honey out of a pitcher? Because, not honey, syrup. You pour syrup out of a pitcher? Is that what that's called, or is that called something else? Because I know that, like, syrup pitchers, if that's a pitcher, are not glass, typically. Maybe some of them are, but if it is called a pitcher, the thing you pour syrup out of, then my family's syrup pitcher is not made out of glass. And I don't think I've ever seen a syrup pitcher that was made out of glass. Obviously, syrup bottles are see-through, but I don't think that syrup pitchers usually are. If that is what it's called. Once again, not sure that's what it's called. It might be. Because, okay, wait, does a pitchers don't have a top, though. So, syrup pitcher is probably not the correct term. I don't think that's a pitcher upon further examination, because pitchers don't usually have tops, to my knowledge. Maybe they do. But, like, whenever I see someone with a pitcher, like, you know, like, in cartoons, it's like in like cartoons and like TV shows, it's like a very, it's quite overdone, the whole, like, selling lemonade type of trope. And I feel like when people have their lemonade stands and they have, like, a pitcher of lemonade, it never has a top to it. But I feel like every once in a while I have seen, like, a pitcher with a top. What else do people use pitchers for? I always say pitchers, like, I always hear pitchers in terms of, like, lemonade. I guess for water, right? Like, that's what they would come around with in, like, restaurants and stuff. Like, is that coffee? Well, coffee cup. No, coffee cup is not a pitcher. Is it technically like a pitcher? Or is a coffee cup not a pitcher because it has a top? I don't know. No continues left. No continues left. Gotta give it more of a panic to him, because I'm an actor. Y'all should be able to feel the emotion. But, welcome to the 10th floor. So good of you to join me. This is the 10th floor? My gosh, these teleport pads throwing me every which way. Like I said, one moment you're on, like, the 2nd floor, then you're on the 7th one. Like, it's crazy. It's like they just skip a bunch of floors. It would be one thing if it just, like, teleported you up one floor, or down one floor, or teleported you to another teleporter on the same floor. But, like, no, they're teleporting you all over the place. I don't know what pitcher. I don't know what floor. I don't know what floor I was on before. But, just, like, I don't think I was anywhere near 10, and then I suddenly teleported, and now I'm near 10, and now I'm on 10. But yeah, I don't know if y'all can, like, hear it, because maybe I'm not enunciating properly. I'm saying pitcher, just to be clear. P-I-T-C-H-E-R. I think that's how it's spelled, not picture. I know that I said previously, if I picture a pitcher in my head, and that might have made things sound even more confusing because I said both. I'm saying pitcher. I'm saying that it's a pitcher plant, not a picture plant. I'm sorry if I'm not enunciating properly, because I could see how it might sound similar. And some of y'all might get confused and think I'm saying picture when I'm actually saying pitcher. I'm stunned! But yeah, basically, I already told you that a pitcher plant is like... I already told you how it's shaped. It's like a pipe with like a oval opening at the top that goes down and has a rounded bottom. Like pitcher plant, at least. But that's not exactly how pitchers are in real life, because they need to be flat, so you can like set them down on the table or something. But I hope this doesn't like fill up my bag already. Fill up my bag all the way already, because like that's 3 items in one room, and I feel like in any other game I'd be like, okay, 3 items, not like that's not gonna take up too much inventory space. But like I feel like the bag in Gen 1 is just so small. And maybe it's just because I don't have like and maybe it's like the same size, maybe just like one, because it doesn't have like multiple slots is the thing, like the Gen 3 bag does. And maybe this one bag, like with like one slot, has 20, and then every other slot in Gen 3, every slot in Gen 3 has 20, but even still, there's like several slots in Gen 3, like that's a total of at least 60 items in the Gen 3 bag, because there's like TM slot, berry slot, normal item slot, Pokeball slot. That's at least 80 items, even if it's 20 in every slot. And it's like 80 items is so much more than 20. So even if it's just like, oh, you say 20 is not a lot, but that's how many is in each slot in Gen 3. It's like, yeah, but at least in Gen 3 the bag is split up into slots, you know? Wah, I'm scared. That was terrible. My voice just like not working today. That was strain right there. Let me take some water here. Okay, that was like absolutely no question. Y'all heard that burp. My Pokemon are loyal soldiers. I tell ya, nothing destroys my voice quite like recording. Because like with acting, at least I have to like wait between, at least I'm waiting like for my line. I'm not talking constantly. Like with like recording sessions, it's just like me constantly talking for 20 minutes to an hour. And sometimes like normally it's like 20 to 40 minutes, but like sometimes it's an hour. And then like hour-long sessions are crazy because I just can't like, my voice feels like maybe I want to record more after an hour session, but like I feel like after an hour-long session my voice is just dead. And like, hey, maybe during the school year I'll be doing less talking because I'll be doing more listening, because I'll be in like classes all day. And so maybe then when I get home, my voice won't be as destroyed. But like currently, my voice is just like, I'm recording this on the weekend, and I've had a long week of, I'm just gonna say it, acting. I've had rehearsals. I won't say for what, because that's a little bit TMI. Because I know that like people who are close to me, people who actually know me in real life, are probably watching these videos, and like obviously they know that I'm currently in a show, and I'm currently rehearsing for a show. They know what musical I'm currently in, but like I don't want to like, I don't want to share every little thing about myself if there's people, you know, who are gonna watch these videos, just random people on the internet. It's like some things that I just don't feel like saying. So I'll say I'm rehearsing for a show currently. And I'll leave it at that. And so after all those rehearsals, my voice is like, okay, I don't really want to, like, my voice is fine, but it's like, okay, I really want to relax on the weekend. And then I'm like, nope, 50 minutes straight of talking. Darn, you're weak Pokemon! Oh, you weak Pokemon. I thought he was calling my Pokemon weak, and I'm like, my Pokemon just beat your ass. But apparently they were not. They were talking about their own Pokemon, which is kind of even worse. Like, insulting my Pokemon is one thing. Insulting your own Pokemon is like, wow, you should have more respect for the things that are trying to help you. But anyway, that rotten president, he shouldn't have sent me to the Tixie branch. The Tixie? What is a Tixie? To the Tixie branch? Is that a made-up thing? Like, I don't know. Okay, so that answers my question, I guess, because this guy's saying that rotten president. So he shouldn't have sent me to the Tixie branch, whatever that is. And so the fact that the president sent this guy somewhere means that this guy must have been working for the president. Oh, Tixie branch. Is that like a branch of the company? Is Tixie the person who like owns it, or is it a branch for making Tixies? Whatever a Tixie is, I don't know. But like, clearly these guys are Silphco workers who have revolted because this guy is mad at the president for sending him somewhere, and if the president sent him somewhere, then that means that he must have been working for the president. So, yeah, this guy at least is a scientist who works for Silphco. However, maybe not all of these are. Maybe there are scientists in this building who are not revolting Silphco members. Maybe there are scientists in this building who actually work for Team Rocket, because I know that Giovanni like does have scientists. At least in the anime he does, because like Giovanni is the one who created Mewtwo. I don't know if it was like Giovanni personally, but Team Rocket was certainly involved with the whole Mewtwo thing. Because I know in the anime, like, Mewtwo gets deployed in the 8th gym battle. Because Ash goes to the 8th gym, and then he realizes, like, wait, it's run by Team Rocket. Actually, I don't think he ever realizes that. I think that, I don't think he knows, actually, because he's like, what are you two doing here? Because Jesse and James are, like, running the 8th gym in the anime, which makes sense in the context of the anime, and is actually really cool if you think about it, because, like, in the games, you're fighting Giovanni, because obviously you fought Giovanni before, and this is sort of like the final battle with Giovanni. But since Ash never fought Giovanni, he's always been fighting Jesse and James. It makes sense that instead in the Pokemon anime, the leaders of the leaders of Gym 8 would be Jesse and James, because those are the Team Rocket members that Ash knows, and therefore it is the most like climactic way to end it. Like, yes, a fight with Giovanni would have been cool, but at the same time, Ash doesn't know Giovanni. He's like heard of him maybe at this point in the anime, but like he doesn't really know Giovanni. So it makes more sense from a storytelling perspective to make his final gym badge, the final gym he has to win, against Team Rocket, this antagonistic force that has been following him all around the region. I say Team Rocket, I meant Jesse and James, because Giovanni is Team Rocket. It makes more sense for the story of the anime, story of the Kanto, the Indigo Plateau at least, for the final gym leaders to be Jesse and James, rather than Giovanni, because they are more of an overarching force of evil. They are more of an overarching antagonist in the Gen 1 seasons of the anime than Giovanni is. I don't even know, like, what happened to Giovanni, by the way. Like, maybe I just didn't get far enough into the anime for it to, like, actually, for Giovanni to actually be, like, relevant, but I feel like he never is. Like, I feel like he was always the guy just sort of petting the cat, and they never really did anything else with him. Like, he was always just, like, bossing Team Rocket around, but Ash always felt like Jesse and James, or, like, Butch and Cassidy on rare occasions. But, like, Ash, I feel like, was there ever a fight between Ash and Giovanni? Or did Giovanni just always sit there with a cat? Just sit there petting a cat? Like, what did Giovanni do in the anime? Because, like, obviously, in the anime, Team Rocket is, like, an overarching thing. Like, obviously in the games, that was just, like, a thing of the first game. Like, Team Rocket didn't really reappear in any other game after that. Well, they did in Gen 2, but, like, you know what I mean? Like, in the Pokemon anime, Team Rocket is everywhere. Like, Jesse and James follow Ash to every single region he goes to. Which means that, like, so, like, it wouldn't really make sense for because, like, in the games, like, Team Rocket is a Kanto thing, and, like, that's it. Yeah, they come back in Johto, but, like, you beat Team Rocket in Kanto. Like, you beat Giovanni, and then Team Rocket's finished. And that's how the games work. But in the anime, Ash never beats Giovanni, so then Team Rocket is just sort of, like, following him around for the entire thing, because in the anime, Giovanni never got defeated by Ash, so therefore Team Rocket is still, like, perfectly fine throughout the anime. There is no fight between Giovanni and Ash, because if Ash and Giovanni actually fought, then Jesse and James would be out of a job because because then the events of Gen 1 would play out, in which Team Rocket ends. Giovanni brings it to an end. You dare betray Team Rocket! I wasn't working for Team Rocket. It's not really a betrayal if I was always against you. Anyway, Ranger is sending out Voltorb. They're called Rangers, actually, in this game. They're not villains. They're actually friendly park rangers. Here to make sure you're not littering. I swear, sir, I didn't litter. You're in this beautiful national park that is a building. Why do you carry a whip? It's like, seriously, wouldn't it be so much more effective to just... This is gonna sound really rude. This is gonna sound like really kind of messed up, but like, wouldn't it be so much more effective? They're carrying a whip. Wouldn't it be so much more effective to just like whip the child than like have a Pokemon battle? It's like, you want to get rid of me so bad. Like, you are armed. Use the whip. Like, maybe Team Rocket isn't as bad as we think. Maybe they're not as bad as we believe they are. Because for all the stealing of Pokemon they're doing, and for all the crimes they're committing, they break and enter, and it's like, whatever. But like, at least they're not using the whip against the child. Like, at least they have enough. At least, like, they are armed with a whip, and at least they have the morals to not whip me. Like, they could just do that, and then that's that. And then I'm crying on the floor. But, like, out of all the things they could have done, they're not whipping the child. They have a whip in their hands, a perfectly good whip that works, and they're not whipping the child. So maybe Team Rocket isn't as bad as we think. Maybe, like, they kind of have morals, I guess, because otherwise they would just be whipping me right now. No Pokemon battle required. Just, like, just whip the child. It's that simple, really. But, like, they're not going to resort to that. They're going to do a nice, friendly Pokemon battle. This is nice and just. They follow the rules of the law. They follow the rules of the land. Like, it's not like in the anime. Like, Jesse and James cheat all the time. They don't do like perfectly reasonable Pokemon battles. In the games, Team Rocket is like perfectly legit. They battle you, and then if they lose, they lose. Like, that's that. You don't see them like pulling all these dirty tricks that Jesse and James do. You traitor! I'm not a traitor. I have never worked for Giovanni, and I never will. So how can I be a traitor if I never supported your cause in the first place? But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And this is Alex Espion, signing off.